Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. I did a video here the other day about how to retire in China, but a bunch of people started commenting and said it's not how to retire in China, Gweilo, it's why. You didn't tell us how. So I watched the video myself over again. I do edit all my own stuff, but and I have to agree with you guys. I didn't tell you how, I told you why. Big difference. So this video is how do you retire into China? Well, you gotta travel here. Of course you gotta travel here. And you say, well, the freaking Chinese, oh, and it's really loud here because I'm on the street and there's construction. I do videos from here every once in a while. Why? Because the lady that sells beer keeps her beer in the freezer and it's freaking ice cold, and it's 36 degrees outside today and it's got like, I think it's 82% humidity. Oh, you could die in this weather. But not with cold beer, obviously. Put it down and talk. And so the idea is you got to get a visa, and people say, well, you can't get a long-term visa, you can't retire in China. What the hell's the matter with you, boy? Well, actually you can. There are 3-month visas for tourists. There are 6-month visas for tourists. There are multi-entry and there's single-entry visas. There are resident permits. There's permanent resident and green cards and stuff like that here in China. It all depends on what you want. If you see, the last time Wei Fong and I came to China, because we usually run on resident permits, but because you got sick and we were in Canada for so long, a resident permit ran out, and you have to apply for a permit from within the country. You can't get a resident permit if you're sitting in Vancouver or if you're sitting in Melbourne, Australia, or Los Angeles, California, or London, England. You just can't do it. You have to have a visa. A visa gives you a ticket to enter the country. If you have that visa to enter the country one time, after that visa is done, it's sort of like a ticket into the ball field. Well, it's done. It's throw it away. If it's a multi-entry visa, if it's a 10-year visa, because you can get 10-year visas and they're the same as a 3-month visa or a 6-month visa. All you have to do is apply for it. When you go to apply for it, to begin with, your first time, what you got to do is you got to go into a Chinese embassy in your own country, because they want biometrics. They want your fingerprints and they want a picture of your ugly face. Well, my ugly face, you might have a pretty face, I don't know. But, and see, I like that one, because when we came to China here this last time, we had to go to Vancouver. We had to jump on a ferry from Nanaimo, go over to Vancouver, get our biometrics done, apply for our visa in person, and then go home, and they just shipped it to us afterwards. So what that does is it keeps all of the shitheads, the Corey Selby's, dog killers that are running away from the law, out of China. Another thing that I think it did is because if you're in China on a visa, on a resident permit, on anything, when you have to reapply, you have to go back to your own country after, I think it's 5 years, and get those biometrics done again. So when the dog killer had to go back to the United States to get his fingerprints and mugshot done to get a visa to come back to China, well, you know that's not going to happen, because his fat ass would be sitting in frickin' jail. Oh, and another one, Serpent's Eye, Winston. You think he's welcome back in South Africa after all of the bullshit he's been saying? He wouldn't get off the airplane, somebody would beat the shit out of that little turd. So he couldn't go back to South Africa, because you have to go to an embassy in your own country to get this done, guys. Oh yes. So Winston would have had to go back to South Africa, thus the run to the United States. Exactly. Now he's not eligible to come to China, because he'd have to go back to South Africa, get his fingerprints, his mugshot taken, do a criminal check on his ass before he would be even allowed back in China or be able to get a visa. Okay, these visas are good for, as I say, anywhere between 3 and 10 years. The stay period in China varies. It could be 30 days, it could be 180 days. I think 180 days is the highest one on a visa, 6 months, that you have to actually leave the country and come back in. So it's as easy as crossing the border into Vietnam and coming back, crossing the border into Hong Kong and coming back. You know what I mean? South Korea. Wei Fong and I used to fly to Thailand or Malaysia or Japan or whatever every once in a while when we were on visas. But as soon as COVID hit, because we're eligible for resident permits here in China, we just resident permit up, so we don't have to leave. We can stay, me 3 years at a time, and Wei Fong 5 years at a time. Pretty good. But that all depends on your family relationship here in China. If you do not have family in China, if you're married to a Chinese girl, you can work on that. If you have an older family member like we do with Wei Fong's dad in China, you don't want to leave them alone. So we work off that for our resident permit. And as I say, it's good for 3 or 5 years, and you don't have to leave. I can be here for 3 years in one shot. Wei Fong can be here for 5 years in one shot. And I figure for us, that's probably the best way, because once we land here in China, we very seldom go anywhere. And this is the only downside, is getting the visas, going and getting your well, you need a passport, of course. Going and getting your biometrics done, it's pretty simple. It's no different than going to any country that you need a visa in to enter. But the thing is that people are turned off from China just for the fact that you don't speak language. See, it's not just visa, it's language. Google Translate works really good here. You need a VPN? Oh yes, you do. These are the boys. These are the boys building the big places over here. These guys are tougher than nails. Like, if you run into a guy with an orange, a yellow, or a blue hard hat, do not scrap with them. They will kick your ass. These guys work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they are tough as nails. It might be good to learn a little bit of Chinese, you know, 请给我啤酒, oh, and then they'll give you a beer, but it'll be warm. 请给我冷啤酒, then you get a cold beer. You know, just different things like that. I found that a little bit of language will go a long way in China. Grab and pay works for me too. Having a wife that speaks Mandarin, Cantonese, and English helps too. I have lots of friends here because we live by the university that speak basically Chinese and English and some French. Yeah, my neighbor's kid upstairs actually speaks French. You know, so being a Canadian, I understand a lot of that. If you come to China and you have no understanding of the country, if you have no understanding of the language, if you just come with a 10-year visa in your hand and $2,000, say Canadian or American, you can live really good here. And with Google Translate and a VPN, because you need a VPN here or else you're basically cut off from the rest of the world. I couldn't live without my VPN. I couldn't upload these videos without my VPN. And everybody says VPN is illegal, Gweilo, in China. That's bullshit. If it was illegal, there would be no YouTubers making videos and sending them out of China. Obviously, that's bullshit. See, that's more mainstream media bullshit. The politicians, the YouTubers that are anti-China, you know, all of those guys. But, so you land your ass here in China. You go to a 4-star hotel that costs you maybe 40 Canadian dollars, 30 American dollars a night. The people at the front desk speak English. The food is amazing. They have Western style breakfast. They're international. You know, all of these different things that you wouldn't expect in a place like this actually exist in a place like that. So when people say, how would I ever retire into China? Go get a visa. It's simple. You go on to Chinese visa, but don't go to the companies that do the visa for you. Do it yourself. These companies are a rip-off. Each and every frickin' one of them. They will rip you off. They will tell you lies. They will tell you whatever you want to hear just to get your money. Go to the actual Chinese visa website. Apply for your visa, go and get your biometrics, pay yourself only the fees that the Chinese government wants, and get your visa. Jump on an airplane, come over. Book a hotel first, Get a picture of the hotel so you can show the cab driver, I want to go to this hotel. They will take you to the hotel, and you just work it from there, guys. Like, seriously, that's basically when I came to China the first time, I had no idea where I was going, what I was doing. I don't even know where Nat Guangxi. I couldn't even say thank you in Chinese. I had no idea. But I think that's the fun part about it, is that you don't know. It's the adventure. It's the chance to do something new, see a new place, meet new people, learn new things. It is an adventure, and it's been an adventure for me, as you've all seen in my videos. So if you're thinking about retiring, just get a visa, jump on an airplane, rent a hotel, and get over here. Because it's just like anything else. If you don't know and you don't try, you'll never learn. If you don't know and you try and you go and you go there, you might fail, but then again, you might not. And if you don't fail, you'll be the same as Anthony. You'll be the same as Ronnie. You'll be the same as Dave. You'll be the same as me. You'll be the same as Lee and Ollie Barrett. You'll be the same as Matt from Gweilo Nation, or Alex Absolute. You'll be the same as all of these different people from around the world that have found a home here in mainland China. And I think you'll be better for it. I think that you'll understand the world a lot better, and the people of the world a lot better. You'll be able to see what's right and wrong in world media. You'll know what an all-you-can-eat and all-you-can-drink buffet for a couple bucks is all about. Morning soup for $1 or $2, a $1 beer, sitting on the street. Yes, sitting on the street in a little place like this, having a beer with people that are watching you do a video, probably not understanding what you're saying or anything like that, but still they allow it. Even after the BBC shit and stuff like that, like they're still kind and courteous. If you live in this world for 6 months to a year, I guarantee it will change you into a better person. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. Hotter than a $5 pistol out, and loving it. Cold beer. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to resubscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. And whatever you do, don't forget to put a couple bucks on the children's Patreon account. It's for a good cause. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.